Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to race 13 of 25 here in Season 8 of the NOSSCAR X2 Series. And we're racing with heavy hearts and sad thoughts here today. Our good friend manager, John Alexopoulos, passed away recently. Many of the drivers created custom paint jobs in his honor to run today here at Richmond International Raceway. And as you can see, 6 of them did not appear and properly load for today's race. However, they all did properly load for the Auto Club race, which is coming up after this, so stay tuned for that. Green flag is in the air in memory of manager here at Richmond International Raceway. Tyler McMurder driving a number 2 custom paint job. A lot looked like the one that manager drove. He's on the pole for the 27th time in the NOSSCAR X2 Series. And he had Dustin McClintock in the number 30 car on the outside of row 1 with him. Daniel Harmon running in 3rd, Jordan Green running in 4th, Caleb Lopez running in 5th, Eddie Fikes running in 6th. They're all chasing the pole sitter. Remember, McMurder used to compete in the NOSSCAR Thunder Cup Series back when they had the short track format, so he knows all about the corners here at Richmond International Raceway. Now Jordan Green trying to get around Daniel Harmon. That's a battle for 2nd. The 2 red cars there, just behind them. Dustin McClintock now running in 4th in that white number 30 car. Coming into tonight's race, Tyler McMurder and Jordan Green are in a locked up tie for the points lead here in Season 8 of the NOSSCAR X2 Series. Daniel Harmon came into tonight's race 3rd in the point standings. Caleb Lopez entering this race in 4th. And we have a car stopped up against the wall. It's the number 2 car. There are several number 2 cars in this race, mind you, and we believe that was Cody Vaughn in the non-custom number 2 car. Tough break for him. We didn't see what happened, and there he is. He's got the car rolling again, but he's real slow, and he's near the inside wall exiting turn 2. Meanwhile, up front, it's still Tyler McMurder in the number 2 car being chased by Daniel Harmon. And in 3rd place is Jordan Green. "16 drivers started the race. 2 drivers have already had severe issues. 1 driver is on pit road. Very tough track here at Richmond. Even the drivers running up front bouncing off the wall. We just saw the race leader, McMurder in the number 2, scuffed the right side a little bit, exiting turn 2. Now he has Jordan Green right on his back bumper. Not sure what happened to Daniel Harmon, but Jordan Green was able to make a nice pass for 2nd, and now he's hounding the 2 car, McMurder, for the race lead. Remember, Jordan Green, Daniel Harmon, Caleb Lopez, Eddie Fikes, many of these drivers' paint jobs, Jerry Ashley, Frank Edwards, their paint jobs did not properly load for the broadcast here tonight, and that tends to happen sometimes here on the NASCAR 15 Victory Edition video game. But their paint jobs that they have created are in honor and in memory of our good friend manager, John Alexopoulos. And stay tuned for the Auto Club race, because I have it on good authority that the paint jobs for that race worked properly and they all loaded. Everyone will be able to see those cars. And we will be completing 2 pace slaps at the beginning of the Auto Club race as a tribute to the life and memory of Manager. Oh, we had a car stopped against the inside wall over in turns 1 and 2, and it looked like it was Cody Vaughn once again. He's currently scored in the 14th position. 2 drivers are already out of the race. We have 14 cars left on the racetrack, and perhaps 13 unless Cody Vaughn can get the Brad Keselowski number 2 car fired up. We just saw Caitlin Lohr and her custom number 2 manager tribute car go 1 lap down. She's currently scored in the 10th position. Or excuse me, in the 11th position, sorry. Just in front of your race leader, we see Clinton Buchanan and his custom number 2 paint job making a pass on Jeffrey Robinson Jr. And that was a battle for position. That's for 9th and 10th. Ooh, looked like Clinton Buchanan went a little bit too high there, a little bit too wide getting into that corner, and he's going to go 1 lap down, and he lost the position to Jeffrey Robinson Jr. Actually getting a report that the red and black car you just saw go 1 lap down was Jerry Ashley. Remember, his paint job did not load either, and he is currently scored in the 9th position. The top 8 cars are on the lead lap. Jordan Green still trying to chase down your race leader. There he is, right behind him on his back bumper. No lap traffic in front of the race leaders for the time being. Most of these drivers are going to be aiming to make this race on a 2 pit stop strategy. However, we can tell you that some drivers have been in fuel conservation mode since the beginning of this race, and those drivers include Destin McClintock in the number 30 car and Daniel Harmon in the number 62. If you've been tuning in to all of our races here in Season 8 of the NOSSCAR X2 Series, you know right away that it's really been a battle between these 2 drivers primarily for the wins almost every week. Tyler McMurder in the 84 running the 2 here in this race, and Jordan Green in the 06 car. Jordan has 4 wins this season. Tyler has 2, looking for number 3 tonight. Tyler has 34 career wins in the NOSSCAR X2 Series. Jordan has 14. They've both dominated the season here in the first half of it. Tonight marks the halfway point of the season. And the top 5 drivers in the point standings all have a win. so far this season. That is Jordan Green, Tyler McMurder, Daniel Harmon, Caleb Lopez, and Brian Wiggins. Brian Wiggins not entering tonight's event here at Richmond International Raceway. We know he will be there for the Auto Club race. Remember, he won the Kansas night race earlier this season. These cars are starting to get a little loose. We've been seeing them get a little tail happy, especially towards the exit of these turns. Once those tires go away, it's very easy to get a little sideways, and you don't want to overcorrect it and shoot back to the right and make contact with the wall. Jordan Green tried a little bit of a higher approach there in turns 1 and 2. Ooh. The race leader just nicked the outside wall there on the main straight. Trying to use every inch of racetrack that he possibly can to try to keep Jordan Green behind him. These two drivers combined for a total of 10 championships here in the NOSSCAR Esport Racing Series on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition. Lap traffic ahead for these two drivers. They're going to have to slice and dice and negotiate their way through. Drivers have already begun making their first green flag pit stop, and pitting this early means they are dedicating their strategy to a 2 pit stop strategy. Whoa! Your race leader gets all sorts of sideways exiting turn 4 that last time by. Jordan Green is on pit road. He pitted not this time by, but the last time by. We missed it. Oh, and what a nice job by Tyler in the number 2 to get on pit road with as much speed as possible. And it's not an easy entrance to pit road. And in the process, he was able to slide past Jeffrey Robinson Jr. just by a bumper, half a car length maybe. There they are on pit road. Now your new race leader is Dustin McClintock. He is still on the racetrack, and he might be trying to make a 1 pit stop strategy work. We can also tell you that Daniel Harmon is still on the racetrack. He's looking to make a 1 pit stop strategy work as well. McMurder in the number 2 car made a pit stop on lap 36. So we are approaching the halfway point. It's an 80-lap race here at Richmond International Raceway, race 13 of 25 here in Season 8 of the NOSSCAR X2 Series. Head over to NOSSCAR.com/X2 Series to see where your favorite driver is seated in the point standings. We have reached the halfway mark of the season, and it's been an eventful and exciting one so far. Dustin McClintock has surrendered the race lead in that number 30 car. So now the race lead belongs to Jordan Green. Dustin McClintock made it all the way to lap 40. He completed 40 laps, so it's pretty safe to say that McClintock is going to be able to make it to the end on a one pit stop strategy. And judging by the lap times that we're seeing, I really don't think that Jordan Green and Tyler McMurder are able to run significantly faster than Dustin McClintock in order to counter that. We've seen it countered before. Sometimes the driver needs to slow down a little too much to save the fuel that he needs, to the point where even after the drivers that have been flying all race long have made their second pit stop, sometimes they're still in front of that driver trying to make it a conserve for a one pit stop strategy. So it could be interesting. But I don't think that they're able to do it. I think that Dustin McClintock is really in a good position to win this race. We know Jordan Green cannot make it on one pit stop. He is your race leader right now. Tyler McMurder is in second, and he's got three cars that are one lap down, or two cars rather, right in front of him, and he's trying to work his way around him. It's Frank Edwards in the 78 making contact with the outside wall coming out of 2. Oh! Looked like Clinton Buchanan gave a shot to the car in front of him. Now we have three cars one lap down in between the race leader Jordan Green and Tyler McMurder in second. Now 2, now 1. Edwards surrenders. Looked like that was Jerry Ashley as well, surrendering and letting the second place runner go by, and Clinton Buchanan on slightly fresher tires. He's made a few pit stops to make that car run better. He's currently scored in 12th, and he's now letting the driver in second place go by. And all of this allowed Jordan Green to get roughly about a full straightaway of a lead on Tyler McMurder running in second. But again, we don't think these two drivers can make it to the end on fuel. And this puts Dustin McClintock and Daniel Harmon in a great position to win this race, and big contact there. Oh, and it looked like Caitlin Lohr was stopped on the racetrack there in turn 1. McMurder couldn't avoid it. He made contact. He's still rolling, but as you can see, that right front fender is really jammed in and possibly rubbing on the tire, especially when he enters the corners and the car lays down a little bit in the corners, especially under braking. He's back up to full speed. It seems to be alright. He's going to continue on for now. He's still in second place. Jordan Green, your race leader, he's about 4 seconds in front of McMurder in second. Eddie Fikes in third, Dustin McClintock in fourth, Daniel Harmon rounding out the top 5. We don't think the top 3 can make it to the end on fuel. The first car in line to make it to the end on fuel is Dustin McClintock in the 4th position. In fact, some drivers are already coming onto pit road for what would be their final pit stop of the race. It's an 80-lap event. Saw a car stopped against the inside wall there in turn 1 and 2. Oh, looked like Clinton Buchanan made a little bit of contact with the outside wall coming into turn 4. It's Caitlin Lohr stopped against the inside wall over in turns 1 and 2. I'm not sure what happened to her, but she's currently stopped. We have 12 cars left on the racetrack. 16 entered the event. 12 remain on the racetrack, and 4 of them are out of the event. The top 6 cars are all on the lead lap. We haven't spoken too much about Ty Bond in this race. He's running in the number 8 car. He was one of those drivers that didn't have his paint job successfully load for the broadcast, but he's inside the top 10 running in 9th. Having a solid night here at Richmond. And we can let you know that Caitlin Lohr is rolling again. She got it refired and she's going again. She's about a full straightaway in front of your race leader. She is currently scored in the 11th position. We believe the first car 1 lap down is Frank Edwards, running in the 7th position in the number 78 car. And Jordan Green is on pit road. You guys just saw him peel down pit road. He surrenders the race lead to Tyler McMurder in the number 2 car. So Jordan Green could not make it to the end on fuel. Eddie Fikes running in 3rd. We don't believe he can make it to the end on fuel either. Getting a report he's coming into the pits this time by. Tyler McMurder is staying on the racetrack for the time being. He's got a very large gap in between himself and Dustin McClintock. Dustin McClintock in the 30 car now takes over the 2nd position. This puts Jordan Green back into the 4th position. And it leaves only 3 cars on the lead lap. Whoa, we saw a car spun in turns 1 and 2, and that was Clinton Buchanan. He's currently scored in the 12th position. He's had a couple of spins today, and looks like his troubles continue. Oh, there was another car going real close to the outside wall there in turns 1 and 2. It's a bit of a trouble spot for some of these drivers in tonight's event. Well, we can tell you that Tyler in the 2 has begun going into fuel conservation mode. He's taking a higher lines because he's not getting back to the throttle as quickly as he was before, and he's certainly not applying as much brakes. And whoa, there was a shot from Eddie Fikes in the number 9 car entering turns 1 and 2. I don't think he expected Tyler to slow down like that. And Tyler's gotten to the point where he's waving cars by. He has about a 12-second gap on Dustin McClintock in the 30 car, and that's over half the track, but it is shrinking. Eddie Fikes has made his second pit stop. He's running in the 5th position. Caleb Lopez has made his second pit stop. He's running in 6th. Frank Edwards in 7th. Jerry Ashley in 8th. Ty Bond in 9th. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. rounding out the top 10. 12 cars left on the racetrack at this time. Getting into the closing laps. And that's Jordan Green making a pass on the inside. Remember, he's 1 lap down. Now getting back on the lead lap, so that puts 4 cars on the lead lap. As you can see, Tyler's letting all these lapped cars get around him. It was Caleb Lopez and Jeffrey Robinson Jr. that followed him through, and it looked like Jeffrey got a little loose because now there goes McMurder back around. Frank Edwards as well in the 78 car. The lead in between that Tyler has over Dustin McClintock is now under 10 seconds. It's down to about 9.5. He's coming. Dustin McClintock is a NOSSCAR eSport racing veteran. He's been around for a long time in this organization. He's won a lot of races and he's got a lot of top 5s and top 10s. But he's winless this season. But then again, keep in mind he's only entered a handful of races. He has not been full-time. And this could really be a great way to make a statement if he wins here tonight at Richmond International Raceway. It's now about a full straightaway of a lead that Tyler McMurder has over Dustin McClintock. There's a slow car on the back straightaway. They are going to make it to pit road, it looks like. They are out of fuel. And that's the last thing that Tyler wants to see. If other drivers are getting close, it might mean that he's getting close as well. And there's Dustin McClintock. He was the last car to go through your frame, the number 30 car. White number 30 car with the Bass Pro Shops logo on the hood. Watch for him. He is coming to the front. The gap is now about 6.5 seconds. And it's a miracle that Tyler's still rolling without running out of fuel. He pitted on lap 36. It's an 80 lap event. He's really slowing down now. There's only a few laps to go here at Richmond International Raceway. Dustin McClintock is about a full corner behind your race leader. He's got a couple of cars that are 1 lap down to deal with in front of him. He's negotiated his way past 2 of them already, but he's got another 3 or 4 more. But it's not going to be enough. Tyler McMurder in the number 2 car, in tribute and in honor to Mananger, wins here at Richmond International Raceway. Gets a bump from Frank Edwards there in celebration. Caitlin Lohr following him back down pit road. 35th career NOSSCAR X2 Series win. He won the pole, led the most laps. It's a maximum points day for him, and that's what he needs if he's going to keep up with Jordan Green here in the point standings for the NOSSCAR X2 Series. This broadcast, this race, was in tribute and in honor of the life of memory of manager, a.k.a. John Alexopoulos, passed away recently. We miss him dearly here in the world of NOSSCAR racing. And I would like to thank everybody for watching the broadcast, and tune in to the Auto Club race. We have one more race here on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition we are dedicating to manager. Good night, everybody, and thanks again for watching.